Hello and welcome to Watch Releases Update, a weekly YouTube show where we talk about the latest watches being released. My name is Oleg and that right there is Mr. Bond. Now let's talk about the new Mido Multi-Fort TV Big Date in titanium. Mido has been on a bit of a roll lately. This model kind of started it all, the Multi-Fort TV Big Date. It's a very impressive watch. I actually reviewed one in a stainless steel case. Ever since then, we also got the chronograph version that was just released a few months ago, and now we got a titanium case version on a titanium bracelet. I think this release makes a lot of sense, especially with the sort of monochromatic color scheme. The watch looks very handsome, and of course having it in titanium makes it lighter. As far as the case dimensions go, they stayed pretty much the same as the stainless steel version. 39mm diameter, 11.5mm case height, and about a 46.5mm lug-to-lug distance. This one still comes with 100 meters of water resistance, and it is still powered by the same Mido Caliber 80, which is ETA Powermatic 80 that has been modified to include that big date complication. It beats at 3 Hz and it comes with 80 hours of power reserve. As far as the pricing and availability goes, this will be part of the standard catalog, and on the titanium bracelet, the price is 1,290 Swiss francs. Next, let's talk about the new Seiko 5 Sports Bamford Limited Edition, reference SRPL95. Bamford is a UK brand that does a lot of collaborations with different watch companies. This time it's with Seiko, and it's one of their better ones. I really like how this watch looks because, let's face it, it's all about the looks and the design of this one. Everything else about it is pretty much the same as the standard Seiko 5, the Seiko 5 KX as it's known. It still comes in the same stainless steel case, 42.5mm diameter, 13.5mm case height, and a 46mm lug-to-lug distance. It still comes with 100 meters of water resistance because it does not feature a screw-down crown. It still has a display case back displaying the 4R36 in-house automatic movement that beats at 3 Hz, and it comes with 41 hours of power reserve. And like some of the other Seiko 5 models, this one comes only on the NATO strap. Sometimes they come on bracelets, sometimes they come on rubber straps, leather straps. Well, this time it's the nylon NATO. That is really cool because it also features a bit of lume. I think that's a good idea. In fact, there's quite a bit of lume on the dial itself, and the dial is kind of fun, and clearly this watch doesn't take itself too seriously. If you were to tell me that the turquoise and orange will be featured on a watch, I'd say those two colors kind of clash and they wouldn't look good, but on this model, it really does work. Now, this will be a limited edition watch, and yes, you can get it outside of UK. From my understanding, this will be a Seiko boutique exclusive. So if you have a Seiko boutique in your city, you should be able to order one of these watches. It's limited to 2,025 pieces. And the price of this one is 480 euros. So it's a bit more expensive than the standard Seiko 5, but it is also kind of funky. So I wonder if this one will sell out. I have a feeling that it might. Next up, let's talk about the new Nomos Club Sports Neomatic World Timer Night Navigation Series. Nomos released Club Sport Neomatic World Timer earlier this year at Watches and Wonders 2025. I actually reviewed this watch on the channel, and it's one of my favorite releases of the year. The fact that they were able to pack a true world timer in such a slim case and still give it 200 meters of water resistance, still give it a display case back, and keep the price fairly affordable for a true world timer, it is very impressive. On top of that, the movement is gorgeous. Now we have 3 limited edition watches with a different paint color, but everything else about the watch pretty much stayed the same. It still comes in a 40mm diameter. It's about 9.9mm in case height, with an automatic movement. That's super impressive, and it's 48mm from one lug to another with 100 meters of water resistance. Sorry, it's 100 meters of water resistance, not 200 like I said earlier. Now, as far as the movement powering this watch, it's an in-house caliber DUW3202, which beats at 3 Hz, and it has 42 hours of power reserve. Very beautiful movement and truly impressive that it is an in-house movement. It's an actual in-house movement. I think they even make the hairspring in-house. Super impressive. In terms of the different color variations, my favorite is probably the green one, although all 3 work for me. They had these limited editions initially when the watch was released. It was 2 standard editions and something like 6 or 8 limited editions. And I really didn't like the limited edition colors, but these 3 limited editions, I think all 3 are pretty handsome. The green one is probably my favorite. As far as the pricing and availability goes, these will be limited to 175 pieces for each color variation, and the price is around 4,000 euro. Next, let's talk about the new Longines Spirit Pilot and the Spirit Pilot flyback chronograph models. I remember when this model was released, it was released in 2020. I actually went to the launch event and I remember it was a pretty big deal. Now, since then, we got quite a few different versions of the watch. First, let's talk about the Spirit Pilot, the 3-hander, this time without a date. That's the big difference between this version and the previous versions. Now the dial got cleaned up. They got rid of these stars on the dial. They also got rid of the date. Sometimes it's at 3, sometimes it's at 6, because there are 3 different case versions. There is the 40mm, 42mm, and the 37mm. Now we got the 39mm added into the catalog. Now you might be wondering why have the 40mm and the 39mm. The difference is not that big, and I would agree if they didn't clean up the dial. Now the dial looks a lot cleaner. Actually, Longines is really listening to the feedback from their customers. It seems like now that the watch industry is slower, watch companies are paying attention to what customers want, because ever since this watch was released, people were complaining about too much writing on the dial, people were complaining about the date, the sizing, and those stars. Now all of that has been sort of fixed, and this watch, in my opinion, is probably the most handsome out of the bunch. As far as the other case dimensions go, this one got also slightly slimmer. It's 11.5mm instead of 12mm. It also features a shorter lug-to-lug distance, 47mm, as opposed to 49mm on the 40mm version. So this one should wear smaller on the wrist. As far as the movement goes, it is still powered by the same movement caliber L888.4, which beats at 3.5 Hz, and it comes with 42 hours of power reserve. It's a COSC certified version of the ETA 2892. In terms of the pricing and availability, now this will be part of the standard catalog, and there are 2 different prices, depends on whether you go for the one on the bracelet or the strap. On the bracelet, it's about 3,000 euro, 2,950 to be exact. And on the strap, whether leather or rubber, it's about 2,700 euro for the leather strap and 2,600 euro for the rubber strap version. I'd say go for the bracelet version and then add the strap later. But we also got the flyback chronograph in the same Spirit Pilot line of watches. And once again, the case has been shrunken down. So the old version of this watch was 42mm in diameter and almost 17mm in case height, because it was featuring an automatic chronograph movement. Now it is 39.5mm, which is a lot more reasonable in case diameter as opposed to 42. And it is also a lot slimmer. Only 13.4mm in case height as opposed to almost 17 on the old version. But that's because now it features a hand-wound version of the flyback movement, the caliber L792.4, which is a modified Valjoux 7750. It beats at 4 Hz and it has 68 hours of power reserve. It is also a COSC certified chronometer movement with the flyback complication. As far as the pricing and availability of this watch goes, it also has 2 different prices. On the bracelet, it's 5,400 euro, and on the strap, it's 5,150 euro. Once again, go for the bracelet version. Actually, I really like how this watch looks. Once again, they cleaned up the dial a little bit, got rid of the stars, shrunken down the case, made the watch slimmer, really listening to the customer's feedback. And now, hey, I think this watch will be quite popular for them, or at least I hope it will be popular for them, because we want companies to learn this lesson. If you give people what they were asking for many years, they will, hopefully, buy the watch. Next, let's talk about the new Nivada Grenchen Chrono King collection. That's actually the watch that I'm wearing on my wrist, and it's a watch that I did a review of earlier this week. It's an updated version of a watch that was released last year. Now it features a new dial. Actually, the one that I have has the carbon fiber dial, which looks very attractive. It also features these sort of silver accents on the dial, And the thing that makes this watch stand out is the fact that you get 5 different bezel options in the package, so you can easily swap between different bezels and completely change the look of the watch. And no, you don't need any tools, you can just sort of pry it with your hands and the bezel just comes off. In terms of the case and the dimensions, it's about 38 millimeters in diameter, 46.5 millimeters from one leg to another, and this watch is around 13.4 millimeters in case height, including the domed sapphire crystal. It comes with 100 meters of water resistance, and this one is not a mechanical chronograph. It is actually powered by the Mecha Quartz movement, the Seiko VK63. And as far as the pricing and availability goes, this will be part of the standard catalog, and the watch is priced at 610 euro, which I think is an okay price, especially since you get 5 sapphire bezels, and the quality of the watch is pretty good. You can check out the full review if you want to know more about it. Next, let's talk about the new H. Moser & C Steamliner Tourbillon, the Pierre Gasly limited edition. Pierre Gasly is a Formula 1 driver for Alpine F1 team. Now, H. Moser & C are sponsor of Alpine, so there's no surprise why this watch is being made. It is essentially a steamliner with this attractive colored dial and a rose gold case. It features a 40 millimeter diameter, 12.1 millimeter case height, and it comes with 120 meters of water resistance. It is still powered by the same caliber HMC 805, which is an in-house tourbillon movement that beats at 3 Hz, and it comes with 72 hours of power reserve. And as far as the pricing and availability goes, this watch will be available in 110 examples. 10 examples will come with a rose gold bracelet. The other 100 examples will come on the rubber strap. And of course, there is a difference in price between the two. So on the rubber strap, it's 80,000 Swiss francs, well, 79,000 Swiss francs to be exact. And on a rose gold bracelet, it's 119,000 Swiss francs. And that's it for this week's watch releases. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this in the future, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what watch release stood out to you. I always enjoy reading your comments. Thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you next time. Bye.